everyone, and welcome to Touchbase Thursday for May 21st. I am excited because I have a new phone. I'll tell you guys that story here in just a little bit. So I'm hoping that my sound and quality issue is resolved. We will see. So those of you that have been watching me regularly, and I've been doing the whole fade in, fade out, please let me know if that issue is resolved. I would really appreciate it. So I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes and make sure that you guys are able to see me. If you would please comment and let me know that you are live with me, that would be great. And we'll get started here in just a couple of minutes with some awesome projects that I'm going to be sharing with you. So let me reload my computer here. Am I live on that end, Claire? In a minute, just a second. I want to make sure I'm able to see people. I don't know if people are able to comment. Maybe I did something different on my Facebook Live. So I'm able to see that you guys are live with me, but I'm not able to see that you guys are able to comment, which is unique in its own way here. But anyway, I see that I have a few of you able to watch. I'm going to actually, like I said, I have a new phone. I'm going to actually disconnect and reconnect and see if there's something in the settings that I didn't pay attention to, because I don't think you guys are able to comment. So let me fix that, and I'm going to be live here in about 2 minutes. They're commenting on there?
Yeah, I can see them on here.
Okay, so why can't I see them on my computer? All right, guys, bear with me here for just a second. Claire's going to try to get you back on Facebook. So we're going to go ahead and continue. So I may not be able to see your guys' comments on my computer, and I'm not sure why. So if I can't, I will come back to your guys' comments later. But Claire said that she can see the comments coming through my phone. So we're going to continue. And like I said, if I will answer questions if I can't see the comments on my computer, and I'll answer after my Facebook Live. So anyway, for announcements. So most of you know I had sound quality issues the last 2 or 3 weeks, mainly when I'm sitting like this. But once I transitioned my phone, my camera down, then I didn't have any issues. So usually I can see people's comments underneath here, and I can't.
I think you have to be watching the video.
No, I'm able to usually see them come in. Anyway, I had to get a new phone, and so if I was kind of quiet the last day or two, it takes a while with all the apps and things that I have on my phone for them to all transition in. So Tuesday night, all day Wednesday, it was iffy with some texts that didn't come through. But yeah, I had to get a new iPhone. The microphone and speaker both in my phone, which was not very old. I had an iPhone XR, which is a fairly new phone. And I was, oh there, Claire fixed me. Look at that. You just gotta have
watching the video.
You just gotta have your child help you. Isn't that amazing? But anyway, thank you, Claire. You may go up and finish your dinner. Thank you. Technology, right? But anyway, I had to get a new phone. It was they were not working right, and that was the issue. So it was working when I had my phone in like the down position, but when I had it in the up position, which is what I'm in right here, it was not allowing me to, it was the microphone was going in and out. So I'm hoping that that is fixed and that you guys are able to hear me just fine. I didn't plan on getting a new phone, so now I have an iPhone 11, and it's purple. I picked the pretty purple one, but it's kind of a necessity so that I can keep doing my Facebook Lives with all of you. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys that update. And today was a work from home day, and I didn't do my hair and makeup very well, so you get the real me right now. And I do have a kind of a work update as well. So most of you know that I mentioned on my Facebook Live a couple weeks ago, or last week I think, that I was going back to work just this past Monday, and then I had a new boss starting. And so far so good. I'm back to work Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and it's just my new boss and I in our office suite, so we're able to social distance just fine. He's in his office, I'm out in the front area. He's really nice. I was so worried. You know, do you always worry about new bosses? And I've had the same boss for 15 years, and I really think we're going to be in good hands. He's very personable, very approachable, just a really nice guy as well. So I'm pretty excited. I was always worried about new boss. Could it, you could always get somebody that's awful, but I'm here to tell you that I think I'm in good hands. And so I've been kind of trying to orient him with different things, but it's so hard because like I wanted to show him how to use our fax machine to do it. I scan a document and email it, and how to do that when you're trying to keep social distancing. So when we both put our mask on, and then we're only about 3 feet apart, but we both have our mask on. So we kind of chuckle back and forth because it's not the best, not the most ideal time to be training somebody new in an office. But it works. We're doing the best we can, and he's very understanding. He also, I would say we're probably close to the same age if I had to guess. He also has 3 children that are teenagers. His youngest is Natalie's age, so 15. 2 are in college. So anyway, we've talked a lot about work, about personal. He's very family oriented. So and I asked him about my Stampin' Up business and told him what I did, and he's very supportive of it. He thinks it's pretty amazing. So all the way around, I feel pretty fortunate that I ended up with somebody who will equally be as understanding and wonderful, I hope. I mean, it's only been a couple days, but he's been very, 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 very personable to me. I even told him that I was doing a bingo event, and kind of telling him how I do it through my, Facebook Live, and he actually emailed me today, because today was a work at home day, asking me how my bingo event went. So I thought that was kind of cool that he actually expressed some interest in that. So anyway, very happy. I think it's going to work out wonderful. Other things for announcements. My son Matt goes back to work on Monday. And so I want to thank so many of you who have made masks and provided masks to me and my family, because my son Matt has to wear a mask every day, and he insists on wearing a mask. Most of you know that they have a 5-week-old little girl, and he wants to be safe. And so those of you that have just like gone out of your way to do that, I appreciate you so much. Sewing is not my thing. I don't know how to sew. And then I also have to give a kudos to Janet. Janet Crowley, I know you're watching. She made and gave me this most beautiful hedgehog quilted blanket that we're actually leaving here at our house for when Chloe comes. And so can't wait to put that to really good use. I just gotta say, you guys are awesome. I mean, my Stampin' Up family is kind of like my best friends, and we're all in this together. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for all that you do for me and my family when it comes to that kind of stuff. And know that I love you all back just as much. So anyway, shout out to all of you for all those wonderful things. Let's see here. I only have a couple of updates regarding Claire and Natalie. I always like to give you guys a little bit of a family update. So Natalie today took her last AP course, or her AP exam. And so I'll explain to you what that means if you're not sure. But she was taking some classes at school before we all got shut down. But she was taking some classes, and they were called AP. It's called Advanced Program. And then if she sits for our state exams, she'll get college credit for those classes. Well, normally those exams are like true, false, multiple choice. You take them in a classroom setting, and now they had to transition it all online. And so it was a little bit harder for her, but she did her AP Macro today, and last week was her AP Government. So we're waiting to see, but if she passes them, we won't know for 6 weeks. She will have 6 credits under her belt already for college as a 10th grader. So we're really proud of her for that. And Claire, I've really got to post, you guys. I keep saying I'm going to do it and I forget. I need to make a note of it, or someone needs to remind me to post a little video of her playing her cello. But she's been asked to attend the virtual CMU Music Institute under her cello, under the direction of the professor who gives her private lessons. And that will be in June. And so she's really excited about that as well. And so are we. So she'll have an opportunity to actually talk to professors, other college students about what you could do with a degree in music or a minor in music, which is what she's thinking she might do. So we're really happy for her to be able to have that opportunity at a very young age to be able to kind of explore whether or not the cello is something she wants to pursue. Her idea is to pursue playing the cello so that she can play at weddings. I told her, hey, people will hire you because it's a beautiful instrument. So anyway, that's what I have in the way of updates with us. My husband, Matt, he is working some, but not working a lot. I mean, it's kind of iffy with him. So most of you know he's an electrician, and so Consumers Energy in our area here in the center of Michigan is only doing like emergency work right now, and they're letting some people do other work. It's kind of like you have to call and you have to ask them and they'll give you a yes or no answer. But right now you can't really pull permits because, you know, our county building is closed for being able to do that. So anyway, he's been kind of struggling on some of his bigger jobs. He's been doing some of his other jobs, been doing some things around the house here. We were able, as most of you know, to do the hardwood flooring in our living room and our hallway, which normally we don't hate. My stuff comes last because you know how that is when your husband works out and does things, that your stuff's always the last on the to-do list. So it's been kind of nice to be able to get a few of those projects done. So but there is the update on me, and I'm also being very careful going to work. We wear masks in. When I get in, I use hand sanitizer. As long as we're at our desk, we can remove the mask as long as no one's close by. And if I have to use the restroom, on comes the mask, and then wash the hands, come back and do hand sanitizer. So, but I feel pretty safe. I really do. I was a little worried how I would feel going back, and I'm ready to go back at the level that I am 3 days a week. I think I'm good for that. And those of you that are local to Mount Pleasant that are come to my classes, I am looking at holding my classes in June here in my basement, only if you're comfortable with coming. We'll be doing the social distancing, keeping people apart, which I'm able to do pretty easily here in my basement. I've got lots of different tables, and I offer classes on 3 different nights. Well, 2, but I'm going to extend it to 3. So you have to sign up for a night so I can make sure I can accommodate people. And I'll be taking my blocks after class and wiping them all down. I mean, I really think with the way I do things, I can only have maybe one person working on a class at a time, but I can make things work. And so just keep that in the back of your mind. Here in Michigan, our governor opened today us to have gatherings of 10 or less people if we're able to social distance. And so I'm really thinking that we'll be able to do a little bit of that come the end of June. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If it changes, I'll let you guys know, but just to give you an idea of where I'm at. And I'm still going to be doing my BOGO sale on June 26th and 27th. And then I'll be doing an online version as well. So over the next few weeks, you guys will all see me post things about my BOGO sale, both online and the face-to-face one. So be looking out for that. And then I've got like 4 or 5 classes open right now and lots of kits left over if you're interested in any of them. There's By the Dock, there's the golf ones, the Beautiful Moments, Birthday Jubilee. I think there's 4 or 5 that I have open right now. And a couple other dates to put in the back of your head, or even to jot down. June 8th, it's a Monday. I will be doing my new catalog kickoff event on Facebook, and I'll be showcasing the new catalog. I'll be able to actually flip through and show you guys some of the awesome product suites. Hopefully you guys will have your catalogs by then. But yeah, I'll be showing you some projects that I've made. I'm making a few more things using all of that new product. So excited to be able to offer that. And I usually have some kind of an ordering promotion in conjunction with my new catalog kickoff in June. So again, save that date, June 8th, 7 p.m. And then on June 24th, I'll be doing a virtual party. And some of you have watched me with my virtual parties before. Basically, they're in a Facebook group, and I post different things, and we play games, and I have prizes and ordering promotions where you can win like a bundle and all kinds of fun things. So that will be June 24th from 6:30 to 8:30. So again, put those dates on your calendar. So anyway, I just realized that I didn't do one thing that I normally do, and that is all of my sharing stuff. I've been talking to you so much about my family and stuff. So we have 2 winners for those of you that shared my video last week. So how it works, if you're new to watching my Facebook Lives, if you share my video, you get in the drawing to receive some prizes. And last week I announced the prizes for this week, which they were the White Flask ribbon and the Mint Macron polyester ribbon. And the winner of the Mint Macron ribbon is Terry McNamara. So congratulations to Terry. Terry, that will come in the mail to you. I know most of you are Terry's local, but without seeing people with everything going on, I've been mailing it to everyone. And like I said, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've been very timely with doing that lately. I've been getting them out pretty quick. And then the other winner, which is the White Flax ribbon, is Marsha Numerich. So congratulations, Marsha and Terry. And then up for grabs this week, I have 2 items. One is the Gingham Gala Adhesive Sequins. I loved these sequins. They have the adhesive on the back so that you can easily just take them off and stick them on. You don't need to worry about getting out the glue and here putting the glue down and making the sequins stick. They're already pre-adhesive. And then the other one that I have is the designer elements, and the designer elements came with the petals, the 1 petal suite, and I love those as well. So the winners of these 2 will be announced next week. All you need to do is share my video, encouraging some of your friends to join me and watch me on my Facebook Lives every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you could get in the drawing to win one of those. And make sure you also comment that you've shared if you're new to my Facebook Lives. I can see when some people share, but it's really hard to, not everybody has their settings set up right. So if you don't have your settings set up right, I can't see that you shared it, but if you comment, that's where I really look to make sure I include everybody in that random draw that I do. So with that, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight. So I'm going to be sharing with you the Grace's Garden bundle. Now next week I'll be sharing with you some new product from the upcoming catalog, and the reason why I chose to share with you Grace's Garden tonight instead of new catalog product is 2 reasons. One, new catalog product you guys cannot order until June 3rd when the new catalog goes live, unless you're a demonstrator. As demonstrators, we're able to get our hands on some product a whole month earlier. So if you're interested in that as an option, if you don't want to wait, I can talk to you about how to become a demonstrator, even if you want to just be a happy shopper. And the other reason is because this Grace's Garden bundle is absolutely gorgeous and stunning. And I really think you guys are going to like the cards that I created. Now they take a little bit more time, so I'm hoping if you guys have to leave during part of my Facebook Live, I completely understand. But I did create 4 cards that we're going to be making. And this bundle is carrying over into the new catalog. However, it will not be at a discounted price. So right now you can receive this bundle bundled together for $47.50, the stamp set and the coordinating dies. If you wait to get this bundle until after June 3rd, they will not be 10% off and you have to buy them separately. So what Stampin' Up! Does, they only allow items to be bundled together for the 10% off in the first publication in which they come out. So this came out in the mini catalog, which is the catalog that's current right now. So that's why you're able to get it 10% off. But when it comes to June 3rd, it's going to be in the second publication and you'll have to buy them separately. So I had this sitting here for a while. I hadn't used it yet and decided to use it tonight so that way you guys could see it. And if it's something that you want, save 10%, get it now. My ordering promotion is anybody who puts in an order from now and through Sunday night will also receive a set of the cards that I'm displaying tonight. And you're also going to get some dimensionals because I accidentally ordered lots of dimensionals. So anyway, with that, I'm going to transition my camera down, and I'm really hoping my sound quality is spot on tonight. Now this is a new phone, so this is my first time using it as a video for my Facebook Lives. So please let me know how it's working, if it's working okay, or if I need to make adjustments for next week. And I really appreciate your guys' patience because the camera on this phone is totally different. There's actually 2 different cameras. So it's a little bit different on this phone than it was on my previous one. So hopefully you guys, I'll do okay, and it might even be better. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down and let you guys see a sneak peek of my projects, and then we're going to go ahead and start making them. Okay, so got to make sure my glasses move with me or you guys will not be able, I'll be making some pretty awful cards actually, if that's the case. Let me move my sneak peeks over. Okay, so let me transition my camera down here so that you guys can see all of my awesome stuff. Lots of awesome stuff. I'm just going to shake for a couple of minutes here. And like I said, I really hope that, that the camera view is okay. Again, let me know if it is not. I am able to see your guys' comments. So hopefully it'll be all right. I'm a little crooked on this, so I'm not going to There we go. Okay, so I'm hoping that you guys can see everything okay, and it'll quit shaking here in just a couple of minutes. So here are the projects that we're going to be working on and making tonight, and I cannot wait to get started with all of them. But in the meantime, and my favorite one, I'm not even letting you guys see. So in the meantime, I want to talk to you a little bit about, Claire, are you down here to do what I needed to do? Yay! My daughter remembered to come back after she had dinner. So the first thing I want to show you is the stamp set and the coordinating dies. So Grace's Garden stamp set looks like this. You have the gate here. You have all kinds of flowers. The kitty cat. Love the kitty cat. Isn't that kitty cat cute? And then you have some coordinating dies that cut out all of the pieces on this stamp set. So what you have is you actually have a solid one, like a solid, you'll see how I use that. That's what Claire came down for, to run that through my Big Shot when I need it. I don't have enough space to bring the Big Shot to where I do my Facebook Lives. Then you also have, and that one's got some still in it, this one that has the little garden doors on it, or the gate. And then it cuts out, you have dies that will cut out all these shapes. So here's one if you wanted to use the stamped image of the gate instead, it would cut that out. This one right here cuts out this one. And then you have one that cuts out all of these as well. And then you even have one that cuts out the little kitty cat. And last but not least, this one right here. And then you have one that will just do some greenery if you wanted to do some greenery. You also have one that cuts out this one right here. I'm not going to pull them all off. You also have a die that cuts out this one. And then you also have some dies that cut out little roses. And I actually use those on one of the cards as well. So you get dies that cut out every single bit of this stamp set. Again, it's $47.50 for this bundle. And that's the 10% off price. You will not get that price if you wait until after June 3rd to put in your order, or June 2nd. June 3rd is when the new catalog goes live. So, okay, so that is the bundle that we're going to be sharing, or I'm going to be sharing with. And the first card that we're going to do, the first one I have on top, is this one right here. So what I tried to do when I was designing for this class, or this, not this class, this Facebook Live, is I wanted to kind of showcase a little bit of everything that stamp set and the dies can do. So this one I did not use the gate part whatsoever, to show you that you really don't need, oh, my kitty cat's not sticking. There we go. That you really don't need to use those if you don't want to. So this card, let me bring in all my supplies for it. I actually used a piece of designer series paper from the Dress to Impress Best Dressed paper that is going to be retiring the end, well, actually I say the end of May, but June 2nd. So I used Basic Gray for this, because Basic Gray to me is a really nice card stock that goes with all of these different colors of paper that's part of that Best Dressed paper. And then I used Basic Gray, and then I cut this down to, I didn't fold that quite center. Maybe I should put my glasses on. Probably would help. Let me readjust this, otherwise it's not going to line up. There we go. Much better. And then I used that designer series paper and cut it 5 1/4 by 4. I actually may have this cardstock cut a little bit too big, or this one might be a little bit too small, but we're going to go with it. I can always trim it down later. So I'm going to go ahead, and actually what I did, I know what's going on. So, okay guys, back up, Kim, start over. This is cut 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, folded in half to be your card base. Forgot that I added a piece of Whisper White. So this is the 5 1/4 by 4 mat. This is the 5 by 3 3/4 mat. So that was the issue. I just didn't have it in there right. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere the two of these together, and then we're going to go ahead and put this down onto my card itself. Okay, then I cut out some pieces of, what I did from there is I looked at the colors that were in this piece of designer series paper and wanted to pull out the basic, or the, well, what color is that? Blackberry Bliss. And so that is kind of what I started with. And from there, I just cut 2 different pieces. I think this one is 3 1/4 by 3 1/2, and this one's 1/4 of an inch bigger. And then you just kind of mat those together, put them on your card. So we're going to go ahead and adhere those 2 together as well. Maybe. And then I had a piece that's 2.5 by 2.5. Or this might be 2 3/4 by, no, it's 2.5 by 2.5. And then I put that in the center, and I stamped my sentiments from that same stamp set. So this is from the Grace's Garden. With all my heart, I thank you for all the kindness in yours. I loved those two sayings together. And this would be a great card to give to somebody who maybe has done something or above and beyond for you during the whole COVID-19 stuff, or even if someone's just been there for you as a friend. I love this card and love those sayings together. I then went ahead and put some dimensionals on these 4 corners and glued this down. So I had a couple of you ask me about my Terrific Tuesday video, and so I did not do one this week. I had a video ready, so that video will post next Tuesday, but that was the day that I got my new phone, and I do a lot of stuff from my phone, and I was without a phone for most of the day, so I was not able to really edit my video. I had it on my phone, but I wasn't able to edit it, get it uploaded, so I was going to do it on Wednesday, and I was at work on Wednesday and got home and thought, you know what? So I'm just going to skip a week of doing that, so I don't want you guys to think that something happened. I had a couple, so cute, a couple of my online followers reached out to me and said, we didn't see a Tuesday video. Is everything okay? And I thought that was the sweetest thing ever. I just went ahead and put a little bit of adhesive there and cut out one of these. Now that is from those dies as well. And I didn't show that one, but that's just a die from the same bundle. And I cut it out to put it there. And then I used Memento black ink and I stamped that in advance. And then I used the Blackberry Bliss, both light and dark blends. I gotta make sure I have the right colors here. And what I colored in all of these little flowers with the light one first. And I kind of just circled them and left some of them not being colored in completely. You can see it's kind of a messy color job by default, because I want it to look more like it's a watercolor look, like a watercolor stamped job versus actually really being nice and neat and coloring it. And then I went in the center of all of those and added the dark to the centers. And then I used light and dark old olive. And again, I start with the light. Those of you that have watched me, you know you always start with the light and then I add the dark. I did not do any color lifting with this because I thought that it was a small enough space that I didn't really need to do that. Just gonna color in the grass a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in the dark and just do a little bit of coloring of a couple of those leaves and adding a little bit of darkness to it. And then I put that on with a dimensional, or a couple of dimensionals. Whoa, I just picked one and all 4 of them came up. And so yeah, back to my whole phone issue. I'm telling you guys, I searched and searched and searched. Like, what could be wrong with my Facebook Live? And I emailed a few of my demonstrator friends to say, have any of you had this issue? Like, my people can't hear me and it's really, really frustrating. And they were all like, no, I don't know what's going on either. And when I went to work on Monday, I asked the guy that I work with, Josh, I called him. He's one of our cell phone people. And he says, you know, it could be your microphone, Kim. So we tested it. He tested it and told me how to test it, and sure enough, it was fading in and out, which led me to believe that I needed a new phone. So I literally ordered my new phone. So we have my cell phone through where I work here at CMU. So if you're a CMU graduate or alumni, you're able to get your hands on a really good cell phone plan. But we have it's called Connect CMU, and it's a cellular plan that you can get. That's a really good price on your phone, and so they can actually service them right there. And so he said, I think you're going to need a new phone. And I said, okay. So we ordered a phone, and it was literally delivered to me on Tuesday, like the next day. I was so impressed with how fast it came. And then I debated, do I wait? And, you know, because you always wonder, oh my gosh, what if I totally screw up on getting this all set up on my own? I'm not at work. The guys can't help me. And I went, okay, Kim, you can figure this out yourself. And I did. I'm so proud of myself. Well, okay, I had a little bit of help from my girls because I'm not able to a few things have stumped me a little bit. but I was able to get everything done except for my CMU email and things like that. I had to call today because we have different security measures in place, and they had to help me reset things and whatever. But I was pretty proud of myself, and so I decided to go ahead and do that on Tuesday, because last night was my online bingo. So I want to thank all of you that actually played my online bingo. I know a couple of you had some connection issues, and I'm really sorry. But that is why I always have somebody behind the scenes playing your guys' cards, so that we can still play for you, and that if you win, you still get your prize and all that great stuff. So I decided to do it on Tuesday. But I'm telling you, when you use your phone to the extent that I do for my Stampin' Up business, it was a tough day, very tough day. So anyway, enough about my phone. But what I did is I went ahead and stamped the cat. The cat is also part of the Grace's Garden stamp set. Colored it with the Smoky Slate blend, did that in advance. And you just saw me create a little bow using this white crinkle ribbon. I love this ribbon. Love it. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that down here to the bottom of my card. And then I also added, so I mentioned to you guys about the little flower. Oh, Chris, so you love watching me. I'm so glad you do. I cut out one of those little flowers, and I'm just going to adhere that down with a glue dot. And these came out really easy out of the dies, and I just adhered that there to kind of fill up that space a little bit. So there you have the first card. So that one was simple enough, right? So you could duplicate this card, and you could use it and do it in many different colors with whatever color designer series paper you use. You could do it in pinks and yellows and the corals and all kinds of different colors. So I hope you guys enjoyed that first card that I created for you. This next card, I'm going to actually pull the one that Claire's patiently waiting for. And it's actually my favorite card, because I want you guys to see how beautiful this is. So this is the card that I hid on you guys so that you couldn't see it at all. But look at how beautiful this card is. Your little gate opens, you have flowers in there. And if you open it up like this, you have even more flowers. Ignore my mistake because Kim screwed it up, but it's okay. Isn't that a gorgeous card? So that you kind of have that little 3D effect look to it. And so I'm going to show you guys how easy that is to do with that die. But I really love this. I think it's so pretty. So we're going to go ahead and create this card next. Let me bring in my supplies for that one. And my girls did some of the coloring in advance to save me a little bit of time. So for this one I used Whisper White, and I ran this card. I cut it the opposite way. So this one is cut, instead of me cutting it in half, on the one side I cut it in half on what we call the hot dog side, longer side, scored it at 4 1/4, and so it's the same size. It's just going to be an open fold instead of the other fold. This piece right here is going to be going on the inside of this. We're going to do some stamping on that first. And then I have a piece of the Highland Heather cardstock. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of the Sahara Sand. This is cut 5 by 3 3/4. And I ran this through the embossing folder. So this embossing folder is the brick embossing folder, and I loved it for this card. I think it makes it look really, really nice. So this is the brick embossing folder, and I used it on a couple of our cards. And what I'm going to do is I really wanted that brick to kind of pop. You can see here I've got some color added to the background on that. So I wanted that to really pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my soft suede ink, and I'm going to do a little bit of sponging on top of this just to make it pop a little bit. And I'm just going to rub it across here. And you see how that kind of makes that brick just really pop right out? And I kind of left it was darker in some spots, lighter in others, and that's exactly what I want. That's the look I'm going for with this. And some of this is going to disappear anyway because we're going to be cutting in that oval, or that shape, which you'll understand in just a couple minutes when we get to that part. So there's some sponging that I did on that just to kind of bring that out a little bit. And then we're going to adhere these two together. And then we're going to adhere this to the front of my card base as well. Just like this. And now what we're going to do is Claire is going to run this through the Big Shot. So she's going to put this on here, right there. Going to center it the best she can, and she's going to run this through the Big Shot. And what it's going to do is it's going to cut out that center, or that like it looks like a church window to me. It's going to cut that out through all 3 of those layers. So she's going to have to push this through a few times to get it to work, but you're going to leave your card open when you run this through the embossing folder. You don't want to leave it shut because it's going to be too thick, and you don't want to accidentally go through to your back. So she is going to run that through for us while I talk to you a little bit about the flowers. So these are the flowers that we created. They're all colored except for one of them. The girls left one of them for me to do so that I could tell you what colors we used. So on these we used the lovely lipstick, and we used the purple, I think it's the purple posy, yes. And on this one we used the light, the light lovely lipstick. This one we used the dark. So since this is the dark, I'm going to use the dark. I probably won't use that light one at all. And all I'm going to do is quickly color in these flowers using the dark lovely lipstick. And you can see that I'm really just kind of blobbing the color on there, and it's covering them up pretty good here. And then I used Call Me Clover for the actual grass. So let me do this. And Claire is still at the Big Shot, which is fine. We got lots of time. Claire, if you need to run it, if you need to use that black thing on top of it, you can. She's struggling, I think, to get the sandwich together. She'll get there. And then finally, I used the dark purple posy and colored these little flowers as well. Okay. Did you get it?
The back one is not colored.
So do it this way. Oh, she's getting it. Look at you go. Or you can do it like this and put it back on here like that and run it through again. Line it right up. Okay, she's almost there. So these are the different flowers that I used. So, and then while she's still doing that, we're going to do some stamping on the inside. So you can see here that I did some stamping. So we're going to do the same thing. The only thing I'm not going to stamp is the With All My Heart, because I want to make sure that we get that right in the center. So let me bring in the Memento black ink and those flowers. And like I said, you guys are going to see how easy it is to... She's almost there. She is. Just going to go ahead. I'm going to stamp this on here like that. And then it's perfect, Claire. Thank you. It's all good. You do perfect. She's got one little thing that she didn't quite get right, but it'll work. She's all apologetic over here, you guys. Doesn't she do a great job? That's the awesome thing, is it's still going to be beautiful no matter what. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp these on the two sides. I should really probably have a mat underneath this to get a really good stamped image, but that's okay. Thank you, Claire. And then I just added some color to this using the Light Lovely Lipstick Blend. And I actually only added some of the color to where it's going to be open. But you could add color to all of this if you really wanted to. You could color in everything on this. If you like to color, this stamp set is perfect for you, or this Grace's Garden, because there's a lot of coloring. But I'm not going to take the time to color it all in. I'm just going to do some of this so you can kind of see the effect of what I was trying to showcase. Then we're going to glue this down to the inside. Let me find my snail. Okay, so Claire cut out this, and you can see here that she had a little bit of problem along the top, but we can just fold that back in later, so she was all apologetic. But she went ahead and cut that out. Now, since she was cutting through 3 layers, she was struggling a little bit getting that to go through. So I want to share with you guys what she did. If I can find the die. Where did she put the die? She may have left it up at the big shop, but that's okay. So pretend this is the die. What she did is she ran it through like you normally would, okay? And then she turned it over, put it on top again, lined it up, and ran it that way. She was having a hard time getting it to go through the Whisper White. So that's what I told her to do, is run it through the opposite way, and it worked perfect. And like I said, that little bit up there, you can trim out with scissors later. So we're gonna adhere this to the inside. So these cards are definitely a little bit more intricate, a little bit more time consuming, but for the right person, I would absolutely go through all this hassle to make this card. Then you have, this is the die that's part of the ones I showcased for you, and you can see that my card has the gates open. So all I did was snip this right up the center to make it look like that. And then all you got to do is just kind of gently bend this back a little bit, and it will make the door look like it's open when you put it down. And then I'm just going to adhere this down to my card, and I only want to put adhesive on the outer edge. So every so often I just put, you could also use glue dots for this, but I found that the snail worked just as well. And so you're just going to add a little bit of adhesive down here to the outer edge. And then you're going to adhere this down to the front of the card, and it's probably going to cover up that anyway. It sure is. Look at that. She was all apologetic for nothing. Look how cute. So you can see how you got your opening here, and there's your pretty flowers on the inside. So this one I need to fold just a little bit more. There we go. And then you can go ahead and stamp your sentiment there at the top. I used With All My Heart, and I'm hoping that that'll fit. I may have gone a little too high, but nope, it'll fit. So let me get my black Memento ink in again. And I'm just gonna stamp With All My Heart up here on the top of this. Look at that, isn't that cute? And then from there, all I did was layer my flowers. And so we're gonna layer the flowers. The big long ones here, I actually adhered directly down to the sides. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of adhesive to that. And I just adhered these right down to the sides of the card. Nothing too fancy. And then these I actually dimensioned on using a couple of dimensionals. So let me get my dimensionals here and put those on as well. Can you see how that brick embossing folder just really makes this card come to life? I mean, you have, you know, it kind of makes it look like it's an actual wall with a gate on it. So really like how that looks. And then these I'm just gonna stick off to the side. Oh, thank you. You guys love my card. Susan, you love my purple shades. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to go outside of my comfort zone a little bit and not use pink all the time. Can you believe that? So anyway, and then after I had that card created, I thought it needed just something little yet. So I added a little knot up at the top of the gate using the tulle dotted white ribbon. And this ribbon, I'm so excited, is carrying over into the new catalog. I love this ribbon. It's perfect for all kinds of occasions, wedding, baby, and it's kind of been my go-to ribbon if there's not a ribbon color out that Stampin' Up! Has for something. And I didn't want anything too stark on this anyway. I think that if I had used a purple, it would have been a little too much. And so, like I said, this is my go-to ribbon for so many things. So I just tied a knot, and then I took my scissors and I cut the ends at an angle. And then I'm just going to adhere this down with a glue dot right to the top of that. Kind of make it nice and centered there. And there you have probably my favorite card out of all of them I'm featuring tonight. Love that card. And you got even the inside decorated. You could also decorate your envelope to match. This would also have been a great Mother's Day card with the beautiful gate. You could have had it set up Mother's Day in the top. Anyway, love that card. Love, love, love that one too. Okay, so the next one I'm going to showcase for you goes out to two of my team members who love cats. So if you're watching, you know that I'm probably going to be saying your name. And if any of my other team members love cats and I don't know about it, I apologize. But when I created this card, I thought of my friend Kathy and my friend Shireen, who both love cats and are part of my Basement Bunch demonstrator team. And I wanted to showcase a card that was more of just a generic hello, thinking of you card. And this is what I came up with, and I loved it. Again, I was trying to think outside of the box of my normal pinks that I use a lot. So I chose to use for this card Balmy Blue, and Balmy Blue this is the card base, so it's 5.5 by 8.5, folded in half. So that is my card base. And then I have a layer or mat of Night of Navy 5.25 by 4, followed by Whisper White 5 by 3 3/4. We're going to do a little bit of sponging on top of this with some of the Balmy Blue ink, and I'm doing that. I'm doing that so that just to kind of make it look like it's a little sky. Kathy says you can send one to me. Oh, trust me, there's 2 of these cards, and I know who they're both going to. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and add a little bit of the blue sky up here, just to kind of give it a little bit of like it's the outdoors look to it. So you can see that I'm not really applying a lot of pressure. In previous videos I know that I've actually applied quite a bit of pressure, and I do that when I want to get a darker color. And in this I'm just doing circular motions and adding just a little bit of color to that Whisper White cardstock. Okay. And then for this one I used the Pear Pizzazz ink, and I need to clean off my stamp, so let me bring in my chamois here. Oh, and Claire wet it down for me before she went upstairs because I forgot to do that. I'm telling you, sometimes I think I'd forget all kinds of things. Okay, I'm just going to ink that up in Pear Pizzazz ink, and I'm just going to stamp this down here on each side using that Pear Pizzazz ink, and one on the other side. And then I used the shorter, squattier looking flowers. I need to clean that one up too, because it's got the Memento black ink on it, and I don't want that on it. I don't think they want to have black ink on their cards that I'm going to be sending out. Okay, I'm almost there. Sometimes the Memento black ink is a little bit hard to get out of those photopolymer stamps, but we got it. And then I'm just going to stamp them a little bit of a squattier one right down here in the bottom next to it. And then we're going to color this in. Now, normally you're not supposed to use blends on anything but that Memento black ink. But if you are fast, if you don't sit there and color and go around and around and around, and you're going to be just fine. So when I colored these are the Calypso Coral blends. So when I colored in these flowers, I was literally very, very fast. You can see that I'm not adding a ton of color to them, and I'm not having any bleeding issues. So a lot of times it's experimenting with things to see how it's going to work. But again, I'm not having any issues by coloring in these flowers. I'm using a color of ink other than that basic black, or that black, oh, what is it called? Memento black. So and I'm just kind of doing circular motions here to add a little bit of color. And then what I did is I cut out one of those gates with the, oh, and they still have some of my little things in it, using Night of Navy. And I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to actually cut this to make it a open gate. And I'm going to fold these open as well, just a little bit, so that it kind of looks like it's open if someone wanted to walk in. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere this down. Let me pull out. I have a couple of those little things I need to get out yet. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to add some snail adhesive along the outer edge of this. Maybe. And you can see that I'm just kind of doing it every, a little bit every so often. So it's not like I'm doing it all the way across there. Now you could also use your liquid Tombow glue, but I don't feel like making a mess tonight. And then this, you're just going to go ahead and adhere down kind of where you wanted it on the card. And I want a little bit of each one of these sides to be visible, of the flowers. So, and I want it to also be about centered on the sides. So I'm going to adhere it down right about there. There we go. So you can see the doors are kind of open. And then in advance, I stamped some of the actual, like the trellis roses. So that is also, again, part of the same stamp set. So you can decorate the gate going up. And I'm going to color these in as well using that light Calypso Coral blend. And all I'm going to do is color in the little roses. So pretty. And I picked Calypso Coral because I kind of wanted the green of the flowers to come through. And I just thought the colors together looked really, really nice. I could have used red to make them red roses or something like that, but I really liked the look of it without that. Now the first one of these, I actually adhered down with my adhesive, just straight on adhesive. And I'm going to put that one down here like that, off to the side a little bit. And then this one I put on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So I actually used, mini dimensionals would work great, but I actually just used the end of the side here that's really long and narrow. And I'm going to add a couple to each side of that. And adhere this down like that over top of it. Isn't that so pretty? Then I used Memento black ink again, and I used the word hello, and I think the word hello might actually, oh, there it is. I thought maybe I had left it in my case. So I'm going to stamp the word hello right here in the center, like that. And then I stamped the bird up on top. So let me, oh, where do I want to put this one? There we go. So the bird is really little, so I don't want to lose the bird. You see the bird up at the top right there? So I'm going to add the bird. Hopefully I can get my head in here far enough to get it at the top. There we go. And then I used the Pool Party blend to color that one in. I think I used the dark blend to color the little bluebird, the bird blue. Topping this card off was a kitty cat, and that I put on with some dimensionals, or a dimensional. Where are they? There they are. So one dimensional right in the center of the kitty was enough to hold that. And I put it down here like, let me in, I want in on all the action. And then I used the same crinkle ribbon, and what I did is I made a real little bow to put on the kitty cat's neck. And what I did for that is I just tied a knot in this ribbon, and I pulled it kind of snug, pushed it flat, smushed it right down with your finger so you still have that. And then I made this bow really small, really tiny, to put around the kitty cat. Like that might even be a little, well, that'll work. Using a glue dot, I adhered that down around the kitty cat's neck. So there you have most of your work done. So from there, I adhered this down to my Night of Navy mat. Again, just using some snail. And then adhered this whole piece down to my card base, which is that balmy blue. What do you guys think of this card? Isn't that cute? Love that one. Love that one too. So again, you get a totally different look by just incorporating the kitty cat versus all the flowers, I think. But I love how that one turned out as well. So cute. Okay, I have one more card to share with you. I told you guys I'd be going over my time limit. But this is another really pretty one as well. And I want to show you how I did some of that sponging, how I added some of, now I made that completely up. Gotta fix it. It's gonna drive me crazy. There we go. But we're going to make this card together, how I did some of that sponging. And this one I actually decorated the gate all the way up with some of that. Now this one I didn't do, I don't think, any of the coloring, and I may not for sake of time, but I'll tell you guys the color of blends that I did use on these. But I want to kind of show you guys how I did all the sponging and how I added the little brick look back here as well. Okay, so with this one I used Whisper White. Now I should have mentioned that Stampin' Up! Sells a thick Whisper White cardstock, and I try to use it for most of my bases when I do card classes and different things. So this cardstock's a little bit thicker than our normal Whisper White is, and I use it for the card bases. So just want to make sure you guys know that that's an option if it's something that you would like to do. And then I have 5 1/4 by 4, which is the Balmy Blue, and then again the Whisper White is 5 by 3 3/4, and we're going to do some sponging on this. And then I want to show you guys what I did to get this little brick back here. So what I did is I cut a piece of the, this is the brick, that brick embossing folder again. So I cut a piece of cardstock that was the same width as this one is. So this is a 5 by 3 3/4. And then I ran it through the Big Shot. And then what I did is I inked on top of it. And for this one, I inked pretty hard. So we're going to actually do that on this piece right here so you guys can see how that comes to life. So the first time I did it, earlier in my presentation this evening, I did not press very hard. And now we're going to actually press harder to get this to actually show. So I'm going to push really hard on this to get more of that brick to show, and it actually makes this look a little bit more rustic looking. I'm not going to do all of it because I think you guys will see here in a minute how it just kind of pops those embossed bricks right up when you do that. Okay, and then all I did was I cut this actually into little strips. So I cut this in 3/4 inch strips so that I could just glue it on the ends. Okay, so when we get there, you'll see exactly what I mean. So let's do some sponging on the white piece first. That is part of that. I'm gonna bring back in the Balmy Blue ink and the Balmy Blue sponge that I've been using. And I'm gonna apply a little bit more pressure to this to get more ink on my paper than what I did on that card with the cat. And I find that by going in circular motions, I apply a little bit of pressure and then I increase the pressure as some of the ink comes off my card. And you can kind of, you know, go back through it and add where it didn't go. Of course, your edges are always a little bit harder to do. And I'm going to bring this all the way down until I am ready to add some of the ground. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Bringing back the soft, or the So Saffron, and I'm going to do the same thing down here by adding like a little bit of a dirt look. Okay, so that's what I did for that. And then from there, I just cut. Now you would normally use the trimmer, but I'm not going to use the trimmer just because I don't have it handy here by me. And it's going to be covered up anyway. I'm just going to cut this into a couple of little strips, hoping that I get pretty close by just using my scissors here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these down to the ends using some snail adhesive. So I'm just going to run a line through that, and I'm going to glue that one in place here, and I'm going to do the same here. Yay! So my daughter just came down, Natalie, and whispered in my ear. So I got to share my news, you guys. So a couple weeks ago, I think I announced that she applied for the National Honor Society, and she just got her official letter that she's been accepted. So she's all giddy and came down here doing the dance to whisper it in my ear. So I had to share it with you guys. Woohoo, Natalie! Proud of you. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere this down as well, okay? And again, I liked all of these that were kind of opened up, so I cut up the centers of all of those. And that one I'm not going to fold up just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and then add some. I'll make sure I tell her that you're all saying congratulations. She just went back upstairs, but yeah, she just got the email, so she had to run down and tell me. I love it. I knew something was going on because she was quite giddy. So I was like, okay, something happened. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that down. So my gates here are not, that's the main thing. You want to make sure that you do not put the adhesive on the gates if you want them to open up a little bit, okay? That might be a smudge crooked, but let me fix it here because that will drive me crazy. There we go. All right, so for this one, I use the sentiment. I love this one. Of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. I really like that. I think that saying's awesome. I got to move some of these stamps off of my other. And you want to be really careful because I probably should have stamped this before I put the gate down, but I'll do fine. I usually do. I say that, and now watch, I probably won't because you guys are all watching me. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down. Woohoo! I did it. And then I'm going to start layering my mats together because what I'm going to do next is just add some of the flowers to this. So where's my snail? There's my snail. So we're going to add that one down to that. This one will get added down to my card base like that. And then in advance, I have stamped, but I don't have them all colored yet. I've stamped a bunch of these different things. So the trellis would go up here on the card like this, and this one would come around like that. And then I have these to go down here on the bottom, down here. And I'll bring my sample back in just a minute. I know I'm running out of time. And then I added a bow to the very top of my card. And it will look like voila, like that. So a little bow, again, using the white crinkle ribbon, and love it. So if you open this up, it looks like it's the ground there. And so yeah, that's my final card that I wanted to share with you guys on using the Grace's Garden bundle. And I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun designing with this. I'm going to be honest, I opened it for the first time 2 days ago to start making some projects to share with you guys, and said to myself, why did I not make my mom a Mother's Day card using this? So my mom will be getting one of the With All My Heart cards because I loved it. I think it's so pretty, and this is probably my favorite one just because it's got more pinks and purples in it. And this one's pretty as well, but I do like this one as my favorite. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed these cards tonight that I shared with you. Again, it's using the Grace's Garden bundle that will be, right now it's $47.50, and it is 10% off a bundle in the mini catalog. If you wait till after June 2nd, you will have to buy this separately if it's something that you want to add to your collection. And again, those catalogs should be coming out soon. Next week, I'll be showcasing some new products from that new catalog with all of you on my Facebook Live. I don't know exactly which product suite yet, so when I do, I always post it for you guys to give you a little sneak peek heads up. So again, I hope you all have enjoyed tonight's presentation. I hope you all enjoy. Here in the U.S., we have our Memorial Day weekend this weekend. I hope you all do something fun for yourself. I know we've all been doing lots of fun things at home over the last few weeks, but if it's beautiful weather, get out there and enjoy it. I know we plan to do that ourselves this weekend, go out and get some fresh air. So thanks everyone for joining tonight. Again, I hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation. Have a great weekend, and I'll be posting lots more inspiration for you guys throughout the week on my Facebook group and page. See you guys all soon, and have a great weekend. Bye.